This is a pretty cool conspiracy theory I have about the Incredibles. I've got another theory where I found out their power limits, but after seeing in the movie that they have different limits on the computer's files, that theory is kind of debunked. Even though the supers don't enact the computer's claimed limits in the movie, I'm not the only one that's thought of this theory, but I do have a lot of evidence to support it myself, so let's get into it. Syndrome is a very evil villain that claims he invented lots of revolutionary creations. He then claims that he sold them to get lots of money to set up an elaborate plan to eradicate superheroes because they've let him down. Pretty ridiculous motives when you think about it. But how could Syndrome get away with all of this? The government is constantly on top of where the supers are and what they're doing. Wouldn't they stop Syndrome? And then something clicks. Did they know all along? Did the government want the superheroes to be killed off for the safety of the population? The superheroes' lawyer is a man named Rick. He states that they can't keep covering up so many superhero outbreaks. He, and the government, are getting tired of the supers. They even say so. Rick the lawyer works for the government company known as the NSA. Kind of looks like an acronym for the No Supers Agency. So it only makes sense that the government resorts to a super mechanic genius to build a perfect and amazing robot to live his dream of conquering the supers. The government has lots of money. Perhaps Syndrome was made aware to the government because he's tried to sell them his inventions. And his speeches and monologuing are all planned by the government and himself, as he constantly interrupts Mr. Incredible to finish his rehearsed sentences. Mirage claims to be a top-secret government official. She is not lying. How did Mirage and Syndrome access all of the supers? They've been fully locked up and hidden away. Only the government knows. Or in other words, Syndrome's affiliates. The government didn't want to hurt civilians. They had to take desperate measures for the majority. Besides, they thought Syndrome had it all under control. They put all of the people at risk. Dumb government. Maybe it's their fault that there is crime literally 24/7 in the city. Other little theories I have are the following. Operation Chronos, the evil plan in the movie, has been all but confirmed to be a reference to the 1957 movie called Chronos, where a robot is sent from far away to destroy things. Edna knew about the government plot all along, and she created a cape for Syndrome, knowing it would lead to his ultimate demise. That one is a theory a few other people have had as well. Finally, the big one. The island Syndrome's hideout is located on is Easter Island. When Elastic Girl located Mr. Incredible via GPS, it zoomed in on specific coordinates that lead directly to Easter Island. See the resemblance? Syndrome's computer looks like a government computer too. For more evidence. So the US government created a secret base on Easter Island and used it as their superhero annihilation facility. Then they hired a mechanical genius to create machines to obliterate the heroes while the genius got his fun revenge out of it. All of this was done for the good of the normal people. Various rebels like Endemode gave the ever so deadly capes to the main villain, knowing it would eventually be his downfall. This huge plan by the government is inspired by the 1957 movie Chronos, and since The Incredibles takes place right around that time, in 1957 or a little later, it all makes perfect sense. Until next time y'all, I'm the Theorizer.